Trevor Tahiem Smith, Jr., better known by his stage name Busta Rhymes, is an American hip-hop recording artist. Chuck D of Public Enemy gave him the moniker Busta Rhymes, after NFL wide receiver George Busta Rhymes. Early in his career, he was known for his wild style and fashion, and today is best known for his intricate rapping technique, which involves rapping at a fast rate with a lot of internal rhyme and half-rhyme, and to date has received 11 Grammy nominations for his musical work. About.com included him on its list of the 50 greatest MCs of our time, while Steve Huey of AllMusic called him one of the best and most prolific rappers of the 1990s. In 2012, The Source placed him on their list of the top 50 lyricists of all time. MTV has called him one of hip-hop's greatest visual artists. Busta Rhymes was both a member of Leaders of the New School and a founding member of the record label conglomerate and production crew The Conglomerate. In November 2011, Busta Rhymes signed a deal with Cash Money Records. He has so far released 8 studio albums, with the first being the 1996 platinum-selling album The Coming. His list of hit singles include Woo-Ha, Got You All in Check, Dangerous, Turn It Up Fire It Up, Gimme Some More, What's It Gonna Be, Pass the Courvoisier, Part 2, I Know What You Want, and Touch It, among several others. He is set to release his 10th album, ELE 2, which will be a sequel to his 1998 album ELE The Final World Front. Early life: Busta Rhymes was born Trevor Tahiem Smith, Jr., in Brooklyn, New York, on May 20, 1972 to Geraldine Green and Trevor Smith, who are from Jamaica. At age 12, he moved to Uniondale, Long Island, and later moved to England, spending time in Liverpool and Morecambe before returning to attended Uniondale High School, graduating in 1990. Smith attended George Westinghouse Career and Technical Education High School, alongside Jay-Z, DMX and the Notorious B.I.G. The most known story of Busta's tenure at Westinghouse High School was battle-rapping his fellow schoolmate Jay-Z in the school's cafeteria one day, to which he ultimately lost. This was confirmed in a 2015 interview with Jay-Z and Jimmy Kimmel. Music career 1989 93, Leaders of the New School and rising popularity. In 1989, Smith, alongside fellow Long Island natives Charlie Brown, Dinko D and Cut Monitor Milo, formed the East Coast hip-hop group Leaders of the New School. The group's big break was when they became an opening act for fellow Long Island hip-hop group Public Enemy. Public Enemy's Chuck D gave Busta Rhymes and Charlie Brown their respective stage names. Leaders of the New School began recording in late 1989 and released their debut album A Future Without a Past in 1991 on Elektra Records. In early 1992, the group appeared on A Tribe Called Quest's Pussycat Scenario, in which Busta Rhymes' climactic verse propelled him into the cultural consciousness. In 1993, they released Time soon after. However, internal problems arose because of Busta Rhymes' increasing popularity, and the group broke up on the set of Yo! MTV Raps. By the summer of 1992, Rhymes began making guest appearances on songs by several artists such as Big Daddy Kane, Another Bad Creation, The Notorious B.I.G., Brand Nubian, A Tribe Called Quest, KRS-One, as well on the interludes to Mary J. Blige's debut What's the 411? And R&B trio TLC's Diamond-certified second album Crazy Sexy Cool. He also appeared on the album jacket of fellow hip-hop group A Tribe Called Quest's Midnight Marauders, with a host of other fellow hip-hop pioneers. In early 1993, he appeared in a cameo role in Who's the Man? With his fellow LONS group members. That same year, he appeared as part of an ensemble cast in the Forest Whitaker-directed HBO film Strapped, which also starred rapper and actor Fredro and Bokeem Woodbine and co-starred alongside Ice Cube and Omar Epps in the John Singleton film, Higher Learning. By late 1994, after making appearances on the single Oh My God with A Tribe Called Quest, he teamed up with Puff Daddy, LL Cool J, Rampage and former classmate The Notorious B.I.G., on a remix to Craig Mack's hit Flava in Ya Ear. Soon after he would team up again with The Notorious B.I.G. among a plethora of rappers such as Bone Thugs and Harmony and Coolio on a Posse Cut, The Points, which appeared on the soundtrack to the 1995 film Panther. At this time, Rhymes engaged in a memorable freestyle battle rap with the late Ol' Dirty Bastard, rapping the first few verses of his future breakout debut single Woo-Ha. In early 1995, Rhymes also worked on unreleased material with Diddy, the Notorious B.I.G., the LOX, Fugees, Mary J. Blige, Foxy Brown, Maze, Jay-Z, Michael Jackson, DMX, Lil' Kim and Snoop Dogg. Some or neither of the collaborations came to fruition, and Rhymes began recording what would be his debut studio album in late 1995. 1995 99, The Coming, When Disaster Strikes, and Extinction Level Event, Final World Front In the summer of 1995, Busta Rhymes began working on his solo debut album The Coming, and a month after recording the album, he released it in March 1996. A month before the album was released, he broke out with a hit single, Woo-Ha. Got You All in Check. Later, he started work on his second album, When Disaster Strikes, which would not be released until September 1997. It produced the hit singles Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Could See, and Fire It Up. In 1998, Busta Rhymes recorded Extinction Level Event. Its lead single Gimme Some More which sampled Bernard Herrmann's theme from Psycho reached number 6 in the UK singles chart in January 1999. Busta Rhymes enjoyed further transatlantic success in April, when the single, What's It Gonna Be? Featuring Janet Jackson, reached a US and UK top 11. The album received prominent notice for featuring the fastest rapping Busta Rhymes has ever performed, particularly on a song called Is They Willed In With Us, featuring a guest appearance by Mystical. That same year, the Flip Mode Squad released their group album, and from there, they continued to collaborate. 2000 04, Anarchy, Genesis, and It Ain't Safe No More equals. In 2000, Busta Rhymes recorded his final album for Elektra, entitled Anarchy. After Busta signed to J Records, a label started by the then recently ousted Arista Records chief and founder Clive Davis, he released a greatest hits collection Total Devastation, the best of Busta Rhymes, alongside a new album of original work. Continuing the biblical theme of his previous albums, he titled his record Genesis. The album featured collaborations with Mary J. Blige, P. Diddy, Kellys, and others. Genesis was powered by the hit single with Kellys, What It Is, and his solo single released in November 2001, Break Your Neck. The final single was the summer smash Pass the Courvoisier, Part 2, which featured Pharrell and P. Diddy. Despite the success of the two singles, this album did not sell as well as previous releases. Fellow Flip Mode members were featured, but minor changes in the roster were noted. In 2002, Busta Rhymes released his sixth studio album It Ain't Safe No More. The album was moderately successful, with a hit song featuring Mariah Carey and the Flip Mode Squad titled I Know What You Want. Another hit single was Make It Clap, featuring Spliff Star. The remix of Make It Clap features Sean Paul. After its release, Busta Rhymes left J Records. In 2004, he signed with American record producer and record executive Dr. Dre's Aftermath Entertainment, through Interscope Records. Consequently, upon changing label, a new Flip Mode album was cancelled and shelved. 2006 09, The Big Bang and Back on My BS his seventh studio album, titled The Big Bang, became the first #1 album of his career. The CD sold over 209,000 copies in its first week to earn the top spot on the US Billboard 200. The album also became his highest charting album in the UK, peaking at number 19. Some of the album was previously leaked online, and as a result several songs were left off the album and new ones added. The Big Bang features production by Dr. Dre and Swizz Beatz, as well as appearances by Raekwon and Nas. The album spawned the singles Touch It, I Love My Bitch, featuring Kellys and Will.i.am, New York Shit, featuring Swizz Beatz and In the Ghetto. Busta Rhymes also had a stint opening for Mariah Carey's The Adventures of Mimi tour. Also, he has performed with Eminem on Touch It Remix Part 5, and performed a verse on the aforementioned rapper's song, I'll Hurt You. On July 17, 2008, Busta left Interscope and Aftermath due to a creative clash with Interscope head Jimmy Iovine. In 2007, Busta Rhymes released a song featuring Linkin Park, titled We Made It. He also made an original song for a fictional radio station in the 2008 video game Grand Theft Auto 4. It was later revealed that Busta inked a deal with Universal Motown, where he released his 8th studio album Back on My BS, on May 19, 2009. The album debuted at number 5 on the Billboard 200, selling 56,000 copies, and was his first album to not receive an RIAA certification, selling 122,000 copies to date. The album was supported by the singles Arab Money, featuring Ron BROWZ, Hustler's Anthem 09, featuring T-Pain and Respect My Conglomerate. The song World Go Round, featuring British singer Estelle, was released in France on April 6, 2009 due to the heavy rotation of a leaked version. The single was released in the UK on July 13, 2009. Busta Rhymes also appeared on Asher Roth's debut album Asleep in the Bread Aisle. Due to controversial content, the United Arab Emirates has banned the album. Back on My BS was released internationally, but because of one song, Arab Money, it cannot be purchased as a CD there, although the album can still be purchased via iTunes. According to the National Media Council, the lyrics were considered to be offensive to Arabs and to Islam, and permission for distribution was therefore denied. Some DJs, artists and fans have lambasted the track, saying it portrays Arabs in a stereotypical way. The first part out of 3 of the remix by Rhymes contains verses from the Quran. In November 2008, when Arab Money was released as a single, DJ Danny Neville and the Iraqi rapper The Narcissist responded by recording a reply. Rhymes later apologized. DJs in the country said they had not received an order banning the record from being spun in nightclubs, and they had mixed feelings on whether the record was offensive or not. DJ Seth of Dubai said, I don't play Arab Money because it's disrespectful to Arabs. I don't think there is a ban on playing it in clubs, but many here don't play it anyway. DJ Bliss, along with many other DJs in the UAE, refused to play Arab Money on Radio 1 in Dubai after it was banned in the UAE for offense to Arabs. He added, I used to play the original version in the club, but out of respect for the laws here in my country, I haven't played it since. In 2010 the track's producer Ron BROWZ defended Busta Rhymes in a Dubai interview with journalist Dawood Mustafa stating that the track was misunderstood. For us, having Arab Money is a compliment understood like having Oprah money or Tiger Woods money, it's just street slang, and we were appreciating the amazing wonders that have been created here, BROWZ said. http www. The National AllMusic rapper says Arab Money track was as a compliment. Brow added that he had produced the track in a moment of inspiration while experimenting in his studio. Growing up in Harlem I was always surrounded by Arabs and Muslims. We embraced their culture and they embraced us and we always joked with each other, he said. 2010 Euro present, Cash Money Records and Extinction Level Event 2 In September 2009, Busta Rhymes had announced that he was working on his 9th studio album, alongside Canadian producer Boy Wonder, entitled The Chemo. At the time, he stated that the project was 80% finished. In May 2010, Busta Rhymes had reportedly changed the title of his 9th album from The Chemo to Extinction Level Event 2, making his 9th effort a sequel to his 1998 album Extinction Level Event. In an August 6, 2010 interview on Conspiracy Worldwide Radio, American hip-hop producer DJ Premier said Busta Rhymes received over 8 beats which he didn't want to use, but Premier hoped his next beat would be chosen for inclusion on the album. On DJ Premier's Live from Headquarters radio show, Premier confirmed that one of his beats were to be included in ELE 2. In 2010, Busta Rhymes formed his new label Conglomerate Records. He was also featured on Kman by Tiesto and Diplo. In 2011, Rhymes recorded Look at Me Now with Chris Brown and Lil Wayne on Brown's fourth album, FAME. The song has received favorable reviews regarding Rhymes' guest verse on the song, and is his highest chart entry on the Billboard Hot 100, peaking at number 6, while reaching number 1 on the Hot R&B Hip Hop Songs chart, becoming his first number 1 on the chart. On September 7, 2011, Rhymes received 6 nominations for the BET Hip Hop Awards, held on October 11, 2011. On May 1, 2011, Rhymes appeared on the launch show for MNET's Big Brother Africa 6, amplified and performed some of his songs. In 2011, Busta Rhymes performed at the gathering of the Juggalos. Busta Rhymes contributed to the 2011 Tech N9 album All Sixes and Sevens, performing vocals on this single, Worldwide Choppers, released on May 31. Canadian recording artist Justin Bieber featured Busta Rhymes on a song called Drummer Boy off Bieber's sophomore studio album, Under the Mistletoe, released on November 1, 2011. On November 11, 2011, a Heavy D tribute song titled You Are In a Unregistered Trademark T Gotta Wait Till a Unregistered Trademark M Gone was leaked. On November 16, 2011, it was announced that Busta Rhymes signed to Cash Money Records. For his debut single on the Cash Money label and his conglomerate records, he reunites with Chris Brown to make the aggressive single known as Why Stop Now. In 2012, Busta collaborated with Jodie Connor, featuring on her single Take You There, but he did not appear in the music video. A song with Twista, titled Can You Keep Up was leaked. Busta Rhymes was featured on Fat Joe's single Pride and Joy alongside Kanye West and Jadakiss. His 9th studio album, Year of the Dragon, was released for free on Google Play on August 21, 2012. The album features guest appearances from Lil Wayne, Rick Ross, Trey Songz, Robin Thicke, Mano, Gucci Mane and more. He also released a music video for the track Doin' It Again, which features Reek Darvillian and includes a tribute to his manager, Chris Lighty, who committed suicide in 2012. He was later featured on YMCMB label May Channel's single, Last Time. In 2011 it was announced that Universal Motown was going defunct, forcing Rhymes and other artists to move to Universal Republic Records. In mid-2012, it was announced that Universal Republic Records was also going defunct, forcing artists on the roster to move to Republic Records, reviving the label. On December 21, 2012, members of the conglomerate Ent, Busta along with J. Doe and Reek Darvillian released a mixtape titled Catastrophic, their first collective effort. Busta Rhymes collaborated with Pharrell Williams, who produced the first single off his Cash Money Records debut, Twerk It, which was released June 6, 2013. A video was shot in Flatbush on June 3, 2013. The official remix was released featuring Nicki Minaj. On July 23, 2014, Busta Rhymes announced that he left Cash Money Records due to creative differences and he is no longer on Republic. He was featured on Devil featuring Neon Hitch and B.O.B., a song by Cash Cash. It was released in August 2015. Personal life: Rhymes has 4 children, Tsaya, Tkai, Trillion, as well as a daughter, Mariah. Rhymes is a Muslim and has said that his faith has helped keep him grounded in life. Legal issues: on August 20, 2006, Busta Rhymes was arrested and arraigned for charges of third-degree assault after attacking a man who reportedly spat on his car in New York City on August 12 after the Amsterdam Music Festival on Randall's Island. On October 24, 2006, Busta Rhymes appeared at Manhattan Criminal Court as the district attorney's office attempted to amend previous charges against him to include weapons possession for a machete found in his car. The judge refused to add the charge and adjourned the case. On February 20, 2007, Busta Rhymes refused a plea deal offered by the prosecutor's office for the assault of his former driver, Edward Hatchett. The deal would have entailed 6 months in jail and pleading guilty to 2 assaults, the attack on Hatchett, and the attack on the former fan. The dispute with Hatchett is believed to have originated over back pay Hatchett felt he was owed. Manhattan Criminal Court Judge Becky Rowe offered Busta another option, pleading guilty to third-degree assault. The conditions of the proposed sentence would include 5 days of community service, 2 weeks of youth lectures and 6 months of anger management classes, as well as 3 years of probation. On March 18, 2008, a judge in New York City sentenced Busta to 3 years probation, 10 days community service, $1,250 in fines, and to enroll in a drunken driving program. On September 25, 2008, Busta Rhymes was temporarily refused entry to the United Kingdom due to unresolved convictions. On October 14, 2009, a Brooklyn judge ordered Busta Rhymes to pay a concertgoer $75,000 in compensation for an assault which occurred in 2003. Discography: The Coming, When Disaster Strikes. ELE The Final World Front, Anarchy, Genesis, It Ain't Safe No More. The Big Bang, Back on My BS, Year of the Dragon, ELE. 2. Filmography: Who's the Man? Higher Learning, The Rugrats Movie, Shaft, Backstage, Finding Forrester, Halloween, Resurrection, Space Ghost Coast to Coast, Narc, Full Clip, The Boondocks, Breaking Point, The Unforgiven, Master of None Busta Rhymes Ep. Indians on TV. Awards and nominations. Billboard Music Awards. Busta Rhymes has been nominated for 1 Billboard Music Award during his solo career. Soul Train Music Awards. Busta Rhymes has won a Soul Train Music Award and has been nominated for 2 Soul Train Music Awards during his solo career. American Music Awards. Busta Rhymes has been nominated for 1 American Music Award during his solo career. The Source Awards. Busta Rhymes has won a Source Award during his solo career. Grammy Awards. Busta Rhymes has been nominated for 11 Grammy Awards during his solo career. MTV Video Music Awards. Busta Rhymes has been nominated for 16 MTV Video Music Awards during his 16-year solo career, but has yet to win one. See also, List of artists who reached number 1 on the US dance chart, List of number 1 US dance hits. References. External links: Busta Rhymes at MTV, Busta Rhymes at the Internet Movie Database, Busta Rhymes on Google+, I.